Lisa Mirabile of Vertigo Media Group, and I'm here today with two very special ladies. Not only are they special because they're really great at what they do, but they're two of my closest friends. I have Carolyn DeVito of Erika Salon and Spa in Syosset, who you might know from The Prophet, and Kim Shizinski, founder of ADR Law NY and author. So ladies, we have a lot to talk about today. Kim, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm thrilled to be here with you with my two good friends. This is a lot of fun. We're going to talk about an event that we have planned together that is upcoming. We'll give you more details later. But I am Kim Shizinski, and I'm a matrimonial attorney. I focus my practice on mediation, collaborative divorce, and negotiated settlements. I believe passionately that divorce should occur privately outside of the system, and my entire firm is dedicated to helping families restructure without the intervention of the court system.
All right. You said a lot there. And a lot of words that maybe the layman does not know.
Okay.
So you're a divorce attorney, matrimonial attorney.
Yes.
You keep people out of the court system.
Yes.
Right? That's your number one goal. Collaborative means what?
Collaborative divorce is a team approach. Mediation is just me as a mediator, a sole individual helping people come to an agreement. A collaborative divorce is a team approach where both people are represented by their own counsel, and there is a mental health professional and a certified divorce financial analyst on the team. So there's professionals to deal with each aspect that may arise in any divorce.
That's pretty cool.
It is very cool.
Sounds
It's-
very
it's-
cool.
yeah.
Right?
I wish I had that when I was getting divorced.
I know.
It is the most efficient.
It also sounds a little expensive.
It's more expensive up front, but in the long run, it absolutely is not. Mediation is perfect when you have two people who are not completely on the same page, but they both agree that the marriage has ended. Neither one has the private agenda of trying to bury the other one. They really want to work together, and they want to preserve something after this is all over. They recognize there's weddings to go to and graduations, and they want to preserve.
Mostly people that have children. Then when you say preserve, you mean that?
Well, it's good for people who have children. It's even easier for people who don't have children
Okay.
because then it's just finances, and that's very simple.
Okay. And then the collaborative divorce, you have a team of professionals that help guide you through.
Yes.
I know that I really do wish I had that when I was
Me
going
too.
through my divorce.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's a great process when things are, they're not as on the same page as they may be in mediation, and there's some complex issues that need to be dealt with. It's a fantastic approach in those cases.
Does it come with alcohol too? Because God knows I could have, and I think I did at that time go through a shit ton of alcohol.
A
Can
couple
I
of
say shit?
cases.
A lot of alcohol.
A lot of cases.
Yeah, a lot of cases of that.
It's tough.
But talking of alcohol, right? On that note, we do have an event.
That's an interesting segue.
You like that segue? Well, quite often alcohol is the gateway into something else. But today we'll use it as
It's a nice
segue.
finishing touch. If you want to have an event, always give them alcohol at the end.
Right. I'm really excited about this event that you're actually having.
I am too. I think it's, what are we calling it? Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce.
It is. It's a girlfriend's guide to divorce.
Yeah.
Some real girlfriend talk, real
Real talk.
girlfriend time,
Down to earth.
down to earth at
Erika Salon and Spa in Syosset.
That's right, at the Erika Salon and Spa in Syosset. What a great venue to have that. Carolyn, you just remodeled? Tell me, what did you do? You did something new.
We did. First of all, I'm very excited to be in collaboration with you ladies, because I believe that, beauty is an empowerment thing, and, getting them to look and feel really good about themselves, that's another way to get them, the women especially, to be strong enough or feel good enough to go through their life changes with divorce. But I recently just redid the whole salon, and the reason why we wanted to have the event there is because that's what I want to do. So the salon and spa looks gorgeous. I mean, we're doing parties there, gatherings, and I'm so happy to be able to host this event
Well, thank you.
with my good friends. And
Thank you very much for hosting.
And at Erika Salon, we're going to have, how many people can we fit in this space?
I mean, over 200 people we
200.
could definitely fit, and we're going to offer that night, after Kim, talks and a little bit about herself and how easy it is, and everything that you need to do. We're going to offer, $25 blowouts, discounts for the boutique. We're going to offer discounted injections, and I have an injectable person that will come on board that night and offer people whatever they want towards to make themselves look and feel great.
I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said like beauty is a form of empowerment. When you're going through this, I know I had such a low self-esteem. I really felt like a failure, and I was depressed, a little downtrodden, and actually really nervous because I did not understand what I was walking into. And this is where the girlfriends talk.
That's why I'm excited when you guys approach me with this. I think it's a wonderful idea, because when you're going through a divorce, as a woman, I can't speak for men, but as a woman, when you're going through divorce, you have so many mixed feelings. There's anger, there's fear. Fear is generally predominant. And particularly if you don't have an awareness of your financial world, what you have and where it is, that can be very paralyzing to women. So when a woman goes through a divorce, it's really important for her to take care of herself, both physically and emotionally.
Yes.
And that's why I was so excited when you said, let's do it in Carolyn's salon, because there's a lot to be said for coping through a divorce by making yourself feel better. When you feel better, you're more empowered and you can face the struggle.
You want to know why I love doing it at Carolyn's salon? Because when I go to the hairdresser, it is my therapy session. I sit there and I talk to my stylist. She probably knows more about my life than
100%.
anyone.
Right? I was just having this conversation.
It takes down the boundaries. When you're talking to someone in that capacity, and I think that's what I really wanted to do with this event, is to just like take down those boundaries. This is real. This is a safe place. This is your safe place where you could go and share. You're getting... Kim couldn't be more approachable, right? When you talk about the subject, she's like so peaceful, so calm. She has this calming nature about her. So when you're talking about something that's so turbulent and has so many emotions built around it, to be in, I think, the safe place, your safe zone, where your boundaries can come down, where you can be vulnerable, and then to listen to Kim and be advised, not necessarily advised, but be kind of
informed.
Real and informed.
Educated and informed.
Absolutely.
Information when you're paralyzed because you feel like you would be so surprised how many women stay in marriages because they feel shame over the fact that they don't know about their finances. It is so common. Women will stay in unhealthy relationships, being the primary reason, shame.
Well, when you're in fear, you don't hear. I know, like when I go to the doctor, right, and they have to tell me something important, having gone through some things, I always had someone with me because I'm like, I'm not going to hear what he says because I'm so nervous about this, or what she's telling me right now because I'm so nervous. So could you just be here with me so that you can hear? So being in that safe place, I think you're more open to hearing and receiving that information so that you can be helped, so that you can be guided.
That's what appealed to me.
Well, to me, as a safe place, you're absolutely right, because I was just having this conversation with Kim before we sat down, that they speak to their stylist about everything. And
I know.
And, when somebody sits in your chair and they just are depleted and feel drained and are going through whatever they're going through in their life, and a lot of times it is, in a very bad marriage, they sit there, and that time in that chair makes them feel, when they walk out from coming in feeling the way they do, they're so empowered when they walk out feeling amazing. And it is a safe place. They do speak to their stylist. I felt like that for my whole career. I know I'm not behind my chair now, but I do hear the conversations between the women and other stylists behind their chair, and we are their therapist, and without the fee. And that you really can, empower somebody by making them feel and look beautiful.
So when is this happening? More importantly,
May 9th?
May 9th at 6 p.m. at Erika Salons in Syosset. We're going to have cocktails, cosmetic services, and food. Food is always important.
Always good.
Right? Always good. And real dialogue with friends in a safe place about divorce and about how to move forward, right? And how to be empowered. And and that's really important.
Yeah, that's really what I want to focus on, just helping women understand how to take the first step. What does that first step look like? How do I break it down? What do I have to know?
What to expect, right?
Yeah, what to expect.
What to expect, because with anything, when you know what's coming, you can handle it better,
Yes.
right? So the next step would be, whether it's getting your finances together, or whether it's, speaking with the children, or even looking maybe for an alternate place to stay, how to go about doing that, and what are the phases. And then there's also those emotional phases that you go through.
Yeah.
I know, and that's important. That's just as important, right? The
Let me tell
emotional
you.
phases. It's kind of like a death, right?
Right.
You get
It
depressed.
is.
It is. It's the same 5 stages of death, same 5 steps of grieving in a death.
Really?
Yeah.
It is. You move through them. Yes, it's the same stages. It's amazing. And I always tell people, divorce is really more a psychological process than it is a legal event.
Mm.
And one of the reasons I try very hard to keep people out of the system is because our legal system is transactional by its very nature.
Right.
And divorce is not a transaction. It's a process that you have to go through, both legally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And there's no room for the emotions in the legal system.
No, there absolutely is
No.
not. And it's so intimidating walking through those
is.
doors. You feel like, oh my God, I'm going to vomit.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, and you know what? You're in the most stressful mode you can be in at that time, and you're supposed to make, what happens is your amygdala goes into overdrive. You're pumping so much cortisol that the front part of your brain, the part that makes decisions, literally shuts
Can't.
down.
Huh.
Literally. So you're in that highly stressful environment, and you feel attacked, because you are in some respects
Sure.
being attacked, and you're supposed to make some of the most important decisions that affect you and your children the rest of your lives
The
in
rest
that
of
kind of
your life.
pressure. It makes no sense.
It really doesn't make any sense, because how could you possibly make any good decisions when you're under that amount of stress, right?
Yeah.
So when it's collaborative, you have these counselors around you,
You have
advisors.
right. You have each party has their own attorney, but it's a different.
So
It's
that's great that you
it's
have
wonderful.
your own attorney. Because
Yes.
I always felt like, we talked about mediation, me and my ex-husband, and
Yeah.
and I was like, no.
you want a lawyer,
Not for
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want my own lawyer, because I'm not quite sure,
Yeah.
But there's a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
You each have lawyers in a regular divorce, but these 2 lawyers are specially trained, and they advocate for their clients, but they're not adversarial.
To it, yeah.
Everybody's got the same mindset that we're going to come up with a plan together and help this family figure out what's best for them.
I think that's wonderful. I
It
wish
is
I
great.
had that. I mean,
Yeah.
how many people I speak to
Yeah.
on
Litigation,
a daily basis that say it's never, divorce is just,
litigation is awful.
you go for years and years and you wind up with the same result. So why
see that so
waste
often.
all that money when you can
Yeah.
go to one place where they're going to have both your best interest at heart, and you can,
Yeah. Litigation is a win-lose proposition. Somebody
Yeah.
has to win, somebody has to lose.
Right.
In mediation and collaborative, it's a win-win.
right.
It's not about taking from the other party. It's about how do we restructure and both go on to live normal lives, do
great.
the
Yeah.
best that you can, financially sound, with a happy family and happy children. It's important.
Going through my divorce, I didn't even talk to my parents about it, because I was so ashamed.
Yeah.
I felt like such a failure, right? And I was so ashamed, let alone imagining, being able to share with anyone else my own experiences. But then as I matured, right, because I was going through it pretty young, but then as I matured, I realized everyone has a story.
Everyone
Oh, yeah.
has a story.
Everyone has something that has
Yes.
happened to them, and it's so not a shameful event. It's disappointing, but it's not shameful. And
No, but that is so common. I mean, I went through my own divorce,
right.
and I didn't want to talk about it with my parents for the same exact reason. I felt ashamed. I felt,
Like you let them down,
yes,
right?
yeah, and that's very common.
Catholic shame. Catholic.
Yeah.
They talk about Jewish guilt. I had Italian Catholic guilt, which I think is maybe
Far
worse
worse.
sometimes.
We all go through that guilt.
Yes.
We all do. But I also feel like, too, going to legal people or experts at what you do, as opposed to going to your family. What's your family going to give you? The advice, only the advice that they feel is good for them,
Yeah.
that works for you, but through them.
Yeah.
If you have, like, what's so great about your firm is that you guys work together. Like, both parties, couldn't leave this process and feel like,
Yes.
we don't hate each other.
Yeah.
We're not, we're still friends. You know, we
Yeah.
still have the family, yet we're
Yeah.
not together.
Right.
I think that's amazing because, again, I
Ideally,
wish I had that.
The process is based on mutual respect, privacy, and complete transparency.
What if you don't have to? Do you get a lot of people that are not on the same page, that you have to work with them to get on the same page? Like,
Well, there'll be issues. If somebody has signed up for this process, they're well informed about it because as collaborative attorneys, we're trained to explain the process to people before they sign up.
right.
Like people will sign a retainer with a regular divorce attorney without even they think they know what that process is, so they
Right.
just sign. But with collaborative divorce, they're really educated and informed on how that process works before they get involved. But as we go along in the process, look, you're getting divorced for a reason. You
Right.
don't agree on everything.
Right.
So issues will come up that you're not on the same page. And it's the job of the professionals on the team to help the two of you each move towards the middle to come up with a solution.
It's great.
And it's human
It's
nature.
awesome.
When something's forced on you, you're gonna rebel.
yeah.
Okay,
You're
that's
going
what
to resist. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what litigation does. A judge is going to tell you if your case goes to trial. A judge is going to tell you how you're going to raise your children, how much money you're going to have. Going to tell you how you're leading your life.
That's the scariest part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
So
how I'm
it's-
going to live the rest of my life,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Or
statistically,
having somebody else tell you
how to lead your
how
life.
to leave.
Okay.
You know.
So there's a lot of post-judgment litigation that goes on in a highly contested divorce case because everything's forced upon you. But there is a very, very low rate of post-judgment litigation after two people have come to an agreement themselves. When you agree to do something, you're less likely not do it. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Yeah.
because it was your decision.
Exactly.
You had a right to say
Yes.
yes or no. You partake, you know.
And there are egos, you know.
Yeah.
They
absolutely.
definitely
It's human nature.
fighting against, well, he said, she said, no, I don't want, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not giving, and
Yeah.
you keep the egos at a minimum.
Again, the event is May 9th at Erika Salons in Syosset. We have to call to make reservations, especially, you know, if you want to partake in the cosmetic services at a discounted rate. You can get your blowout beforehand. You can get, you know, Botox. You can also buy gift certificates at a discounted rate. And don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up, so that is a great time to get your gift certificate for your mom, a close friend, an aunt, someone who means the most to you, and then have some real dialogue
With real women.
with real
Real
women.
women.
Yeah. So how do we get in touch with you?
So the salon is 348 Jerhico Turnpike in Syosset,
Okay.
and the phone number is 516-921-3468. And just call there and let them know that you want to attend the event Tuesday, May 9th, and they'll put you in for a slot. They'll know by then what the timing is, and if they want to blow out, they can book a blowout. If they want to speak to the injectable person, we can set you up an appointment with that. And she is beyond a registered nurse. She's a licensed nurse
Esthetician?
practitioner.
Nurse
Practitioner that does
Okay.
it. So she's certified and licensed for whatever she does.
That's great.
That's great. I'm really looking forward to it, ladies.
Me too.
I really am.
too.
It's
My
gonna be
hope
great.
is that women walk out after this and they feel good physically about themselves and they feel good emotionally.
It's
and
nice to
they're
be
ready.
chatting on a very low key,
Yeah.
form, which
It
is
is.
nice.
I think it's a real form of empowerment. So anyone that's going through this, you know, it's a very hard time in your life, but we're here to help you feel empowered, to be educated, to help offer some, you know, advice and education on how to get through it. Enjoy your salon services and so much more. There's going to be a great night. So May 9th at 6 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there.
Look forward to seeing you guys.
I look forward to it.